So, another week passed. This week, school started again. And it started on Thursday, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, what happened? Not too much. Although the big thing, I guess, was I discovered how pricey Japan's postal service can really be. The week before, I put up 6 auctions on the Swedish version of eBay, sold them all for about the equivalent of 500 Swedish crowns. And with shipping, I got that money, and then I shipped everything, and it cost me 1,000. So this changes everything. No, but it changes my outlook a little bit on buying stuff, because like before I was just like, oh, I'll just buy it, and then if I don't like it, I'll just sell it on eBay or whatever. And no, because shipping is so high that of course, it was my fault for not, I could have asked for exactly the shipping I needed. But I didn't do that because I underestimated it, and second of all, you don't really want to. If you're charging like 20 crowns for the thing, you don't want to tell them, okay, so it's 20 for the thing and then it's 150 for the shipping, because that looks very strange. Like I've bought stuff like that before, like the Super Scope. That was just like I think it was like $1 or something, or $10 maybe, and then the shipping was like 50, which was crazy, but I wanted it, so. But yeah, this means pretty much no more selling. Although just before I actually went there to ship the things, I put up 3 more auctions. So hopefully I won't get either. If they don't get any bids, of course I can just take them down and get rid of them some other way. But one of them, I hope it's a slightly rarer game, so hopefully that will climb a bit. Otherwise, as it stands right now, I'm going to lose money, because I'm getting $25 if it stands. And the shipping is going to be probably $30, so, or 20 or whatever. So, yeah, that was not too fun. I had planned to send like a box of stuff back to Sweden to a friend of mine who will put it in my storage room. But now that kind of goes out the window too. Not the box, but the plan, because that's going to cost way too much. Even if I pick the very cheapest shipping options, which is boat. Which will probably take like over a month to get there. But I'll just hold on to the stuff and maybe check in an extra bag when I move back. So then school started again, and now I'm in class 4, like expected. 4B, because there's a 4A, like there was 3A, 3B, just like back there, A and B. There's 4A and 4B. A classmate told me apparently 4B is slightly higher level than 4A. That's good, because I'm in 4B, so that makes me feel good. I didn't know that, and I noticed that four of the Chinese people in my class had disappeared, which was not a big disappointment, because 3 of them were people who annoyed me slightly. One of them is the one who just looks at his phone with like an earplug in the whole fucking class. He doesn't appear to be concentrating at all. Another one has a really weird voice. I can't imitate it, but it's very strange. The third guy is okay, but he has this thing where he stretches. He seems to be tired all the time, so he stretches on the wall, and it looks like he puts both hands on the wall and goes like, ugh! It looks like he's like, like teacher, but really stretching it. But looks strange. But yeah, I'm not going to miss those people too much. But then they actually hadn't gone back to China. They're still in school. They just were in the other classroom for the 4A. So that's interesting. So I guess they passed, but they sort of, the teachers determined they should be put in a slightly lower level or something. There are also 2 new students. One is Chinese, one is Korean, I think. One I forgot the name of, the other was Ebi. And Ebi, of course, means, I think it means shrimp in Japanese, so that's a fun name to have. Although it's better than the Italian guy, Yuri. And a few times Yuri comes up as an example in the conversation things. And that's a girl's name in Japan, so he gets to be Yuri, the Japanese girl. That's also a little funny. My name, Johan, doesn't come up because it's not a Japanese name at all. And sometimes that is good to have a strange name. With games this week, I only bought 2. Technically, I only bought 1, because the first one I ordered last week and it just arrived this week. The second one I did order, and it's the priciest game I bought since I got here. And I won't say it's going to be the priciest game ever in my time here, but I have a hunch it's not going to be. But for now it is, and for now it's the last game I'm going to buy for at least 25th of this February, because then I get the next bit of money. And besides, I've checked my lists of things I want to buy, and it's like I'm getting there. There's not that much left, and the ones that are left now, except for one, Umihara Kawase, there's not that many that are like, I feel like I just can, I can wait on those. And like Jumping Kid, that's okay, not that great. And then Biomiracle Bukuto Uppa on Famicom, I want it, but I have it on disk system at home, so like, not that necessary. And of course, Magical Poppin and Rendering Ranger R2, like those are just impossible anyway. Magical Poppin I've seen it now twice. I saw it first in Okinawa, cartridge only, 33,000 yen, which is about what it goes for on eBay when it turns up cartridge only, because it was cartridge only. Second was boxed, it was like 130,000 if I don't misremember it, and that is way off. That's like a month's pay, like no, not paying that. Anyway, the two games are, first for Super Famicom, Great Battle Gaiden 2. The Great Battle Gaiden 2. Matsurida Washoi. No idea what that means, but it's a great battle game. Well, of course, that means it has Gundam, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, or some variation, and this blue-haired kid, who I don't know who. They brought him along in Great Battle 3 or 4, so he's like the Great Battle guy now. It says Gaiden 2. There's no Gaiden 1 on Super Famicom. That game was on Game Boy. This is very Goemon-esque, and it has mini games like Block Kuzushi. And whenever I hear Block Kuzushi, that's basically like block breaking, which means it's like Breakout or Arkanoid, which is pretty fun. And it actually had a cool feature in that. It had a good feature where you press A or B or whatever it was to speed up the paddle, which means that you can catch up with the ball. Because if you're not using a paddle controller like this, you only turn like as fast as the game will allow. But if you can push a button, that works. Otherwise, seems like a fine game. Seems not to be one of those where you just progress from A to Z. You have to like run around and do stuff, and the enemy respawning is annoying, but otherwise it looks fun. And the second game goes perfectly with my wall thingy there, because it is one of the big ones. Takahashi Meijin no Boukenjima 4, aka Adventure Island 4, even though it was never released in English. The cool thing, the ironic thing, is that this was the last game ever published for Famicom, and the last game I will buy for a while. And unlike the other Adventure Island games, it's except for Super Adventure Island 2, it's not linear, and it doesn't have that god-awful health thing where it depletes with time and you have to keep eating fruits. I don't like that system. Instead, it has hearts, like in regular, and it's more Metroid-y style. It's more like Metroid or Euphoria or Blaster Master even. So it's like an open-ish world, and it's a quality game. And for that money, I better play it to the end. Even though I don't know, I haven't looked for any guides, but I'll probably need one. Not much else happens that I can think of right now. On Monday, I get money from the Swedish state, which is, of course, nice. So even though it's not just get money, as some people think, it's a loan that I keep getting. I'll have to pay it off until I'm 65 years old. And Wednesday, I might go to the Couchsurfing meetup thing again, because I'm starting to get to know these people. It's pretty fun. See you next week. See you next Tecmo and all that stuff. I like see you next Tecmo. This is going to be my catchphrase.